Hey everyone, how's it going? So let's talk about The Walking Dead's final season. We have some news here on what the first 2 episodes are going to be like, potentially 3 episodes, and actually what the tone is most likely going to be for the final season. So obviously this will contain spoilers for season 10, I guess, if you haven't watched it yet, 'cause I've been seeing a lot of people wanting to catch up on season 10, and if you are new here and you want more Walking Dead content like this, just make sure to be a subscriber. The show is returning in just 4 days, which is super exciting. I really cannot wait for the show to come back. Episode 17 is a great episode. You guys are all going to really enjoy it. Episode 18 looks like it's going to be a little bit better, maybe even a lot better, just because we're centered on Daryl, and it's not his backstory, but what he was doing like 6 years ago after Rick disappeared. I saw this from comicbook.com. I'll leave a link down below if you actually want to read the article. I believe they talked about this on the preview special, but I could be wrong. This could be something that came out. Actually, no, it wasn't on the preview special, I don't think. I don't know. Anyways, I saw this here in this article, so I'm going to leave a link down below if you want to read the full article and stuff, because I know some people like to do that. So first, let's just get into the quote here. I'll read the quote and then we'll discuss. This is from Jim Barnes, I believe. He's a producer on The Walking Dead. I might have the name wrong, but I'm pretty sure the last name is right. Anyways, we're shooting season 11 episodes 1 and 2 right now. It's a 2-part episode, a 2-part premiere. What can I say? It's going back to being scary. It's scary. We're making a concerted effort to put that back into, especially these first 2 or 3, and actually all throughout the season. We're exploring things and doing things that I haven't seen done on the show before, which is really exciting. Just different set pieces and locations, and the fact that we're pulling it off during the pandemic is a testament to the crew in Georgia. It's incredible. It's big. I think I can say that. So a lot of things to read into here. First of all, it's a 2-part episode. I mean, this is really the first real information on what the episodes are going to be like for the final season, right? We don't have a synopsis. We don't know when the release date's going to be. We don't know any of that. We know the episode count, but now we know that the first 2 episodes are going to be like a 2-parter thing, right? The first one's probably going to end in some type of cliffhanger, and I'll wrap up in episode 2. So that, I actually think the show doesn't really do that too much. I think it's actually going to work out really well. Like, I'm trying to think of the last time we had like a 2-parter type of thing like that. There wasn't really one. Like in season 9, we had some stuff with Rick, right? For the first 5 episodes. It was like that, just that story there with the Saviors. And then they jumped forward 6 years. So there was kind of that. And then I would say maybe at the end of season 9 with those 2 episodes, the calm before and then the storm. But they're not really a 2-parter type of thing. Like, it's just a part of the story, right? It's not segmented into just like this 2-episode chapter thing. So I think this is going to be really awesome. I'm actually really excited about that. I also should point out that this final season is going to be a lot bigger. Like, these 6 new extended episodes from season 10 are smaller in scale, right? Like, they're more character development stories. You're going into backstories and stuff like that. There's not a lot of walkers. It's not like this big story like the Whispers and stuff. But when we get into the Commonwealth, which is coming up next season, kind of with this season too, but it's going to be the main arc for next season. It's going to be their return to like these big episodes, because like they are hyping this up as like the final season. It's going to be like this epic season, right? The epic final season or whatever was in the trailer there, right? Like, they are really trying to hype up this season because it's going to be their biggest season yet. They've switched to digital, and I can already tell just from episode 17 alone, like, really what the difference is that it just looks cleaner. I would say that, it looks like there's better quality to it, but I would just say it just looks cleaner in general, which I think it's an awesome look. It's a nice look. I think it's fresh for the show. There's also some talk of season 11 feeling a lot like the CDC and Terminus. Apparently that's what they're trying to go for here, is that like that type of a road show. And so I'm, as a huge fan of season 4 and 5, like especially 4 in the second half there, I definitely am excited for that. I loved those 8 episodes in season 4 when they were all traveling to Terminus and we got these different, character stories. I hope we don't get that in the final season where one episode's focused on Daryl and you know what I mean? Like that. And it's all them traveling to the Commonwealth or something like that. I know the comic material, and that shouldn't be a thing. It works for season 4. I think in the final season, you want them to be together as much as possible. I don't really want to be getting a lot of that. I like these 6 new episodes, I think are good enough for that. I think returning to that type of storytelling is really perfect, because I would say the show, I think, is the best when they're just surviving out there, right? And obviously they can't like necessarily get to that point. Like, they can't just abandon Alexandria. But if you think about it, they all are kind of struggling right now, I would say, right? Because the Hilltop's gone. Alexandria has been like, well, I can't get into that right now, but it makes sense that they would be on the road a lot more. And especially considering a lot of what happens in the Commonwealth with all of the rioting and stuff in the city. Like season 11 is going back to that city environment that season 1 had. And they're talking about the CDC. And so I can see how you're going to be bringing some of that back. And I think it would be cool to like connect some stuff to the CDC storyline in season 1. Like somehow connect the story to Jenner or something like that, right? There's not a lot you can do there, but maybe something that Jenner was working on at the CDC, something going on there, you know, the Commonwealth have connections to that. I think that's possible. Like if you're going to wrap everything all up, season 1 introduced that, you can get into that again. And I think with the Terminus stuff, I think the reason why they're saying, you know, it's going to feel like a roadshow like that arc or whatever is just because, yeah, like Terminus, no one knew what it was, and everyone just kept traveling over there, hoping that it was going to be basically what Alexandria was. So I think that's going to be the whole vibe with the Commonwealth, is like, what is this group? And there is a lot of traveling back and forth, I would say, in the Commonwealth arc in the comics. They traveled over there, and then they come back to Alexandria, and then they go back over there. I don't think we're going to see all of that, but there is still a lot of that. So yeah, I think it's really cool, though. I think that's very smart for them to do that with the final season. Like for me, with this final season, what I really want mostly is just, I want it to feel like season 1 and 2 and all those seasons mattered. I know they still matter, but I want there to be some connection to just little things that happened. And I think the CDC would be really cool. I don't know how you can do it, but somehow make it worth it, I guess. I know they're not going to get into like some cure stuff or like the TS19 storyline there where Jenner was studying his wife or whatever. Like I don't think they're going to try and get into anything there, but maybe there's a CDC base over there or something and they're in constant communication, or they were, and there's just some type of reference to things like that. I don't really know, but that is the thing, though. The Commonwealth, because they are in a city, it's a city of, or a community anyways, kind of a community of 50,000 people. Everyone has jobs. There's like currency. There's a bunch of things like that. And so our characters going back into that world where it is very safe, that's going to feel very CDC-like anyways, right? Like think of that episode when they arrived at the CDC. They were struggling out there for how long, right? About a month or so. And then they were all able to take hot showers and eat. And it was just like, it was this big deal when it happened. And I think that's what we're going to be getting here. I think we're going to have some characters like, well, first of all, the characters that are with the Commonwealth right now, right? Like Ezekiel, Eugene, Yumiko, Princess. They're all going to get taken to the Commonwealth. They're going to be in like apartments and houses and walking on the street where you see people just shopping and doing normal things. There's going to be people running a bakery or hairdressing shops and stuff. Like it's going to be really mind blowing that the fact that you can go back to a sense of normalcy, and how is that going to tear the group apart? Because a lot of people are going to want to do that, right? But some people probably won't, and that's exactly where I'm like, I think it's perfect to wrap the show around back to that point, right? Like you're going back to a sense of normalcy. You're almost beating the apocalypse, right? And so some people, I think, benefit from the apocalypse. Like Daryl definitely does, but some people don't, right? I think Maggie would definitely be much happier at the Commonwealth. So I'm excited for this arc to start. I can't wait for more teasers and trailers coming in the summer for the final season. And yeah, I'll leave it here. But post your thoughts down below. What are you hoping to see in the final season? Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.